30,000 for the python. Rockin' knee highs, drinking white wine. Listening to in my lifetime, in the nighttime.
There's no mercy on these streets. It's only you, and you can only achieve.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Computer Programming University, and there is in fact a war going on, although many people are not aware of it. You know, we look at movies like Terminator and The Matrix being one of my favorite movies, and we see this idea of the war between humanity and technology, the war against the machines that are trying to take over. And currently the reality that we live in right now is we have this thing called a singularity that Elon Musk is very much afraid of. And that's got to make you stop and think. This guy is very wealthy and very intelligent, and for some reason he's afraid of for whatever reason he's afraid of where technology is going. I'm just making sure the sound is good. Very important you guys hear what I have to say. Okay, sound looks like it's good. All right, so the title of the video: YouTube Neo, Man versus Machine, AI. The wars begin. Join me. So here's what's going on. And here's what's been going on for quite some time. So obviously there's a war going on multiple fronts. Now we could talk about, and I did some videos talking about how AI is going to take our jobs, right? And there's many avenues to where there are issues. AI is going to take our jobs. There's many avenues where there's issues with AI. I mean, AI is something that is wonderful and it allows us to really go to the next level with many things. So there's certainly massive advantages to AI, but it's a double-edged sword, right? And again, that dangerous side, the other side of the sword, is cutting in different areas. So what I want to talk about today is YouTube. YouTube has its own singularity, which we are right now being affected by. We are right now being hurt by. And an interesting thing is people look towards the future and what AI is going to do to us, and you know, people are afraid, and many don't realize the war has already begun. The war has already begun, and it's taken casualties already. In fact, literally, people have died already. Now I know you're, oh, conspiracy. But what I'm saying to you is not some crazy conspiracy. This is factual. These things have happened and continue to happen on this platform. What the machines have done, their initial strikes against us, the humans, the creators, and the viewers, right? Let's set the stage. It's the creators and the viewers. That's the humans. That's the team of humans that are currently being attacked by the machines, being the algorithm that people are talking about. And I don't think people understand how dangerous this is. I really don't think people understand. It's way beyond just, you know, oh, I'm not getting as many views as I'd like. Again, as I've stated, people have literally died. And it's only going to get progressively worse as the AI continues to assault humanity. Now, I know I'm using very strong words, and as you know, I am a person who is of the engineering mindset. So I don't really mean literally the machines are out to get us, and I don't think that software code is malicious from a good and evil standpoint. But what I do understand and believe is that that's irrelevant. Let's say that for some reason there's a new car that Audi comes up with, right? And for some reason, randomly while you're driving, the airbag will just, deploy, right? You're on a highway, 60 miles per hour, all of a sudden, boom, airbag, boom in your face. Boom, you're dead. You can't see, you swerve, you lose control, car flips over, right? Does it really matter that the reason for that is just a technical glitch? Bad code. Somewhere in the system that handles the deploying of the airbag, there is a fault. Does it really matter that the car is not out to get you, right? Does that really matter when you're sitting on the side of the highway upside down, bleeding to death, right? So that's my point. So even though I may use very, dangerous words, I talk about the machines are out to get us and whatever, I don't mean that literally, but the damage is real, right? And again, it does extend to the point of people actually dying. Now, just to illustrate, because I mean, like, what are you talking about dying? Whoa, where does that come from? So here's one of the things that the machines have done to us that has resulted in death. So basically, YouTube is now run essentially by the algorithm. Now, I realize it's not just one thing. There's a lot of things that, recommendations, but let's just call it the algorithm, right? And for the sake of the conversation that we're having, I'm referring, when I say the machines, that's what I'm referring to. So the machine does not think, it does not care, it does not have any sort of empathy. All it is lines of code and instructions. And those instructions have been programmed to seek one thing: domination as far as the user experience. Like, they want the best possible user experience. They want to keep you on this platform as long as possible, right? They want massive levels of retention times, right? So you can see the ads and click on the ads. Now, I believe also there's some other ulterior motives as well, in terms of, because think about it. They're allowing you all this access to all this unlimited storage, 4K videos, 2K videos. You can upload 10-hour videos. I've done several 8-hour live streams of live coding on the platform, right? That's massively expensive. Now, the advertising revenue does not cover their expenses, right? The advertising revenue does not cover the expenses of running this platform. So you would have to ask yourself, why are they running this website at a loss? What is the point? What are they getting out of it, right? So I'm not going to get too much into that kind of stuff, because I want to stay factual as much as possible. We can be a little bit dramatic, but we're going to try to stay factual as much as possible. So within that light, I'm going to focus on what we know. We know that YouTube wants you to be on the platform as long as possible. They want watch times. They want you to just go from video to video to video to video to video to video. We know that for a fact, right? Now, as far as what other ulterior motives, what they're getting, like what value are they getting out of running this platform and giving you guys all this free stuff, which again is not a profitable venture for them, I'll leave that to your imagination. I got some great theories, and perhaps I'll cover that in a future video, but I want to stay more with the science and technology on this particular video. So once again, they want to keep you on the platform as much as possible. So to do that, you use things like machine learning, right? You look at, so for example, the algorithm will present you guys with recommended videos. Like it does analysis based on, you can sort of categorize users. And I guess from a programming standpoint, maybe this is something you could do with classes, because classes would allow you to create sort of a data object where Maybe you have a certain object that is defined as, or let's say you create a class and that class is called male teenager between this age group, blah, 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 right? And that class, there's certain trends that you find in terms of the types of videos they watch, the time of day, all these kinds of things. So the algorithm will do a lot of analysis based on trends and patterns that it's observing. So it's observing our behavior, right? And that can feed something that can actually create, for example, we don't know what methods they're using, right? But can create its own class that can sort of define different types of users, right? And over time, using machine learning, we can sort of perfect these classes and make certain adjustments, right, to some of the parameters that come with them. So it looks at this data. Based on this data, and based on what you fit into in terms of, the type of user that you are. So users like you tend to like these types of videos, right? So it makes a bet based on what it thinks you're going to like, and it puts it in front of you. And every time that you click on a video and you watch it in accordance with the expected watch time, then the algorithm knows that what it's doing is correct and it does more of that. Right? But the thing about it is the machines are actually programming us, right? So not only the machines programming themselves, getting smarter and smarter and smarter, heading towards that YouTube singularity, but also the machines are programming us. They're programming our behavior, because when you post certain types of video that results in certain desirable user behavior, then the machines promote that content. And by doing so, programs the creators. If I make a video of me sitting in a bathtub for 5 hours, right? Just singing or whatever, and I got a massive audience, everybody's watching, they're commenting and super engagement, then YouTube's gonna say, this video is awesome, let me promote it. They're gonna rank it high in search, right? So my video is gonna get more views. Now, other creators seeing my video getting promoted will say, wow, sitting in a bathtub singing is a successful type of video to make. So they are going to go and try to make those types of videos as well, right? You see the pattern, and so on and so forth. Before you know it, it's a trend. You have tons of creators making videos in a bathtub singing, I'm in the mood. Okay, right? So that's how we're being programmed. So you have a machine which, once again, doesn't care about, what value your content brings, how you're affecting the lives of the viewers who are watching. They don't care about any of that stuff. No empathy whatsoever. All they care about is watch time. So if it sees something that people are watching and heavily engaged with, then they're going to promote that. And by promoting that, they're going to sort of program the creators to do more content like that. Now, as far as death, one of the things that has proven to be successful is dramatic content, right? So you got people that are trying to one up each other, just doing crazier and crazier and crazier things, trying to get that viral video, because doing crazy stuff has shown a track record of getting viral videos, right? Viral videos means, the engagement is crazy. YouTube sees it. The machines see that, right? And they're like, oh, this is a great type of video, so I'm going to promote that, right? That video does well. Then other people try to do crazy things as well. And that leads us to a YouTuber who shot another YouTuber trying to do a crazy stunt. So there it is. Literally, someone died. Remember, the machines are programming us. Right? They are programming us by rewarding certain types of content, which makes people do more of that type of content, and they want to one up because you want to stand out. So someone's doing crazy stuff, I'm gonna do something crazier. I'm gonna do something crazier than that. I'm gonna do something crazier than that. So basically, it's like mind control, essentially, right? And the case that I gave you of where that YouTuber shot another YouTuber, that's only one example. The body count is growing. right? It is absolutely growing. And the thing about it is, you got to think about it. You have a machine that, again, has no empathy. It's only focused on watch time, and anything that is sort of fitting in that category is going to continue to promote that, which is going to change the behavior of the creators, right? So long term, what are going to be the effects of this thing? Another effect that this is doing is a lot of stuff on YouTube is fake, right? So you do something that for whatever reason the algorithm thinks is awesome because of the engagement, and it starts promoting that, right? And then more and more people start doing the same thing. But let's say whatever the thing you're doing is like my example of singing in a bathtub, right? So imagine if you make several people very successful doing videos sitting in a bathtub. So now 5 years of your life has gone by, and you've spent it sitting in a bathtub singing, like making those ridiculous videos, right? So imagine that. So let's think about the damage that can cause. So if one day the algorithm decides that it doesn't want to promote that type of content, and all of a sudden your channel dies overnight. So you've built a business based on sitting in a bathtub singing, right? Which really has no real value. Like it's rubbish, right? But the algo saw that this leads to engagement, so it's been promoting it, right? Leading you to think, oh, I'm so creative, I'm so clever, my content is awesome. No, it's not. Some lines of code analyzed your video and the response to it and decided to make you successful. That same code can be changed to destroy you overnight. And now you've spent 5 years of your life doing something that really has little value. Now all of a sudden your money has gone down, you can't pay your bills, and you have a 5-year gap on your resume. So think about, again, you got to look at this stuff exponentially in terms of the potential damage. You have a computer very, very sophisticated that's focused, it's analyzing everything, and it's just this machine learning, just constantly modifying things and changing things and promoting a certain trend. And again, we're dealing with computers, man. It's so, I mean, look at what AI has been able to do. Basically, we have AI systems that are thousands of years ahead of us. Like, they have been able to beat us at games, right? That they were able to figure out on their own. Like, you have a computer program that is able to teach itself how to play a game to the point where it can beat anyone, right? Thousands of years of human techniques and all this kind of stuff figured out by a simple computer in a matter of a month or two, right? Think about the potential of that on this platform, YouTube. So ultimately, the point of this video and what we're talking about when we say YouTube Neo. So YouTube Neo is a new YouTube channel that I'm going to be starting. And the purpose of the channel is to be the glitch in the matrix, right? YouTube has created this sort of fantasy world, right? The machines have created a fantasy world which sort of blinds us from the reality, right? You can be, completely talentless, and the computer can make you in the matrix seem like you are a superstar, right? Because the views don't come from your talent. I mean, that's certainly important, but the most important thing right now, and it's becoming more and more important, is the machines, the algorithms. It matters what they think matters. Now, I know there's a debate in terms of why would the algorithm think that your video is good? It's based on user behavior. So based on user behavior, if people are really watching and commenting, clearly it's, a great video. But we know that's not necessarily the case. I can create a video that's completely obnoxious and annoying and just frustrate a lot of people. They're like, what is this dumb piece of crap? And have a ton of engagement of people saying this is stupid, it's a waste of time, get off of YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Tons of engagement just because I really annoy a lot of people, right? And then based on the activity, it looks like, wow, this is a great video. People are spending a lot of time on this video. So let's go promote it. Right? See, that's the problem when you have artificial intelligence running things, because artificial intelligence, there's certain nuances to life that it's really not going to be able to pick up on. Or will it in time? All I know is currently what we have now, it's as advanced as it is, it's also very simplistic, right? With the lack of emotion, with the lack of empathy, with the lack of understanding. Life is not binary. Life is not all black and white, right? So it's all those sort of gradations between black and white. They matter. And how much of that can we train an algorithm to understand? So the bottom line is, what I'm doing is I'm creating a new channel, and the idea is I want to start a resistance movement to fight against the machines. I have a couple of ideas about how we can do this, but ultimately, and to simplify, what I want to do is I want to take a Robin Hood approach and take that and leverage it with community backing. So we need to build a community of people that want to take back control. Specifically, we're talking about YouTube. We want to take YouTube back. We want to put the U back in YouTube. Take YouTube back from the machines. Now, I have some awesome ideas on how I can be able to get us through these machines and their control that they have over us and the content on this website. A lot of people complain about YouTube sucks and, you know, it's not like it used to be, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, you can sit around and complain and whine about it, or you can do something about it. And that's what I want to do. So the channel that I'm creating will be for the express purpose of essentially leveling the playing field. Right now, we have a system that's being controlled by the machines, and we have top YouTubers that are increasing their share. It's just like in terms of financial disparity, we're having the same effect on YouTube. The top creators are getting, I think, used to get like 30% of all the views. Now they're getting 60%. So it's massively lopsided. Massive amounts of traffic. There's just too many channels on YouTube. Too many channels, too many creators. And what's happening is, just like in offline, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. You have these elite set of YouTubers, the biggest ones, that are sort of hogging all the views. I mean, when you post a video, you get millions and millions of views per video, right? And then you have small creators that are just getting, you know, 50 views, 100 views. You know, there's only so many eyeballs, right? So that's a problem where we have too many of the views that are leaning towards the biggest channels. What about the guys in the middle? What about the little guys? What about the new channels that are starting out? So to simplify, what I want to focus on is leveling the playing field. So you have the top creators up here. So first of all, you have the machine, right? The algo, which is controlling things, right? So I want to circumvent the machine, and there's different tactics you can use to do that. I have some great ideas in terms of how I can do that, but it relies a lot on community effort. So we want to circumvent the machine, and then we want to bridge the gap. So you have the top YouTubers up here, right? And then you have the smaller YouTubers down here. And the gap is just getting wider and wider. The top YouTubers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's getting harder and harder for small YouTubers to succeed. So I want to give a boost to the lower end to the middle end, so we can bridge the gap and get people more on a level playing field. Now, on surface level, you may think, and this is a valid concern, there's issues with that, right? And this is one of the reasons why they have all this AI and all this kind of stuff, right? There's too many YouTubers, right? There's a lot of crap content, pretty much, right? Unfortunately, there's a lot of noise. The barrier to entry is too small. So you have all kinds of random people that are, you know, jumping online. They don't particularly have any talent or value to offer, whether it's entertainment or educational or otherwise. And they're sort of taking up a lot of bandwidth, shall we say, right? So we can't make a level playing field for everyone, right? It's just too many creators. So we need to focus on the creators that are bringing the most value to the platform, right? So we need methods to sort of weed through a lot of the noise, because you have really great content creators that are the top level guys. You have really great ones that are in the middle, and you have really great ones that are on the bottom, whether they're just starting out or just first year or something like that, right? We need to sort of unify this group. All of the top creators, in terms of quality and value, whether it's entertainment or otherwise, we need to have them be on a similar level. The disparity should really be quality based, but it's not quality based right now, right? So people that are bringing the least value, they should be at the bottom, right? But the top quality people should not be all over the spectrum. It shouldn't be most, you have the small group at the top, right? And then you have a few in the middle, a few down here. We want to bring the bottom up so that we're more on a level playing field, right? So I don't want to make this video longer than it already is, but one of the techniques I want to utilize is community marketing, right? So we want to see here's the thing, people try to compete with YouTube. They want to create another platform, right? But YouTube is owned by Google, right? Google has a monopoly. And I say to that, don't try to beat them, join them, right? With the machine analogy or the Terminator analogy, we don't want to try to take out all the robots with our weapons, right? What we want to do is we want to take over control over some of them, right? And use them against themselves. So what I would like to do, one of the things I want to do is I want to sort of correct YouTube without, again, creating an alternative to YouTube, without having access to change YouTube, right? We're sitting there on deaf ears telling YouTube what you're doing with the recommendations is no good. People are being unsubscribed from my channel, all this kind of stuff, and they're ignoring us, right? The machines don't care about us, right? They have their objective, right? And although you are technically part of that, you're not really, right? They have what they're trying to do. That's the they tube. They call it YouTube, but it's they tube, right? The machines. This is their platform. It's all about what the machines want, right? And then you have the you, the original YouTube, us, the community, the creators, the viewers. We have our objectives, right? We want to entertain. We want to educate. We want to share our lives with people, right? We want to create awesome content. The machines don't want that. The machines just want content that will give them watch time, metrics. That's what the machines care about. The machine has no heart, right? But we, the community, we want more than that. So once again, if you can't, I'm not saying you can't, but if it's difficult to think about creating an alternative to YouTube, again, because Google having a monopoly. You can create a great website, but you're not going to get the traffic, right? Google has a monopoly. You need to somehow create your own monopoly as well that will somehow compete with Google. Google is massive, so good luck with that. And we don't have access to change the code. It's not an open source platform, right? Not entirely so. We do have things like the API. And at some point in time, we'll definitely want to leverage that for some of the ideas that I have. But on a very fundamental and very basic level, what I want to do is I want to use the community to circumvent the AI, right? So let's come together and develop a system where we're able to identify up and coming creators, right? Let's identify small channels to mid-level channels that are creating awesome content, and let's band together, us humans, and promote that. Let's promote each other. Let's realize that we're in it together, right? We are losing right now. The elite YouTubers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the smaller guys are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The new guys, good luck. So it's up to us to stop fighting against each other and realize that we're in this together. If you truly want to help as many people as possible, you want to entertain, whatever it is you want to do, then let's work together to promote ourselves. So as a community, we develop a system of identifying top quality creators. First of all, we come up with the human value of content, what we feel is valuable content. One of the things I want to focus on, obviously, is education. So we want to promote educational content. These are things that we can change the world in a positive way, right? YouTube doesn't care about that. The machines don't care about that, right? But we, the humans, we care, right? We care about helping others in terms of, if we educate people, knowledge is power, and we all benefit from it. Society grows, right? Think about you educating someone who becomes a programmer, who builds perhaps something that takes YouTube. Well, let's just say gives YouTube a run for its money. Maybe they develop the cure to cancer. Who knows? Who knows what amazing things that the people watching your content can do as a result of you teaching them and sharing your knowledge, right? So we want to identify top quality videos, education, entertainment. One of the things I want to categorize, because again, the machine's focused on binary, right? Let's look at the nuance. We want to focus on creators that are actually creative, right? So less of the clickbait type content and more of the quality content. So people that are doing short films, again, education, people that are coming up with, comedy, like unique, genuine stuff. Like you sit down together and you put together a nice skit and it's funny, it's well done, good acting. Like we want to promote that kind of content, right? This Logan Paul and Jake Paul and Rice Gum and all that kind of nonsense, right? The machine loves that, right? But we, the humans, that's not what we want. Now, unfortunately, the machines are taking advantage of the kids. Our kids are not smart enough, not aware enough, don't have enough experience to sort of see through the manipulation of the machine, right? We have this certain content that the machine is promoting that the kids are just eating it up, and the content is not good, right? Think about Logan Paul with 12-year-olds watching his videos, and he's doing sexual stuff, girlfriend in a bra, all kinds of, just really inappropriate, right? But the machines are promoting that. So we want to, again, identify what we, the humans, feel are, quality content, quality creators, and we want to develop a system to promote that. Do what YouTube failed to do, right? So we want to be the human resistance to bridge the gap between technology and us, the users, to sort of counteract the effect of what the AI is doing. So that's one thing, identifying top quality content in terms of what we value, and then focusing on creators that we want to promote, right? And we support each other and we grow the channels and just, basically bridge that gap. Now, that's the initial thing. And if you guys want to learn more about some of the techniques I'm going to employ to make that happen, we can talk about that in future videos. But that's the initial community effort. Now we're going to also be leveraging technology in the future as well. So I have some ideas, and I'm definitely welcome other people who have ideas as well. I want us to come together and see how we can leverage our expertise in technology and basically allow us to, I don't want to say the H word, get myself in trouble here, but and it's not about doing anything malicious. It's just we want to prove who's smarter. I know that's a dangerous statement to make, because considering what AI has been able to do, but I still have faith in humanity. I think, and remember, the AI was created by us, right? It's us. We built the machine, right? So what can we do to sort of circumvent what's happening? And I have a big way that I can do that. One of the first targets that I want to address is the notification issue. I have an idea of how we can pretty much put a stop to what's happening right now, where the machines are controlling what succeeds and what doesn't. I want to put the control back in you guys' hands, right? You guys want certain content to succeed on the platform, you adults, right? Because right now I think a lot of YouTube is being controlled by kids, because the kids are feeding information to the machines, and the machines are like seeing, wow, this engagement is great, let's do more of this, right? But these kids, they're watching all kinds of nonsense, right? But we, the adults on the site, I don't think I just don't think we're like a minority to me. I really think that the two leading forces on this platform are the machines and our children, right? Because they're the ones sitting down watching massive amounts of content, hour after hour, video after video, sitting there all day, doing the kind of stuff that the machines love, right? So the machines are going to focus on that. So that would explain why a lot of the content that's successful on its website seems very juvenile. Because the juvenile people, they're the ones who are responding. And again, back to the Matrix analogy, it's like how in the Matrix, you had these I guess embryos that were connected to the machines in these little pods, and were being used as batteries. So that's what YouTube is doing, using our children as batteries, right? They are feeding energy to this algorithm, right? And there's a whole symbiont, between the machines and our children. And then we, the adults, caught in the middle. We see the nonsense, but what are we supposed to do? Our voices are so silent compared to the voices of the children and the influence of the machines, right? So to you, I say, let's rise up and stand up against the machines. And I will put a link to the channel that I'm creating. Once again, the name of the channel will be YouTube Neo. And I welcome all of you. I invite every one of you guys to join this movement. And let's take back control of YouTube. I want to put the you back in YouTube. As corny as that sounds, that's what I want to do. And we can do it, but we have to stand together and unite against what is happening. The YouTube singularity is happening now. The war has begun. And right now, we the humans are massively losing. So you can sit down and complain and accept what's happening, or you can stand up and do something about it. Join the movement. YouTube Neo. Rise up.